Und willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Folge Star Trek Resurgence. In der letzten Folge haben wir das Spiel angefangen und wir konnten die beiden Hauptcharaktere kennenlernen. First Officer Commander Jared Rydeck, Kobliet, und Crewman, lass mal kurz überlegen, Carter Diaz, Engineering. Und wir haben jetzt gerade den Captain kennengelernt, der uns quasi nochmal aufgezeigt hat, was genau er sich von seinem neuen ersten Offizier erhofft und wünscht. Und jetzt sind wir gerade auf dem Weg zur Brücke, um uns der Brückencrew vorzustellen. Schauen wir mal, wie es weitergeht. So. Sehr viele MSDs hier. Selbe Anzeige. Was haben wir hier? Turbolift zu? Ja, gut. Und da ist sie. Eine sehr schicke Brücke, muss ich sagen. Die Brückenkonfiguration gefällt mir ganz gut. Nicht zu überladen. Vielleicht liegt es auch einfach an der Schiffsgröße.
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydeck, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
What he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next,
Sehr erfreut.
we have Commander Westbrook, our chief science officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Mit anderen Worten, Grummelbär.
Commander Rydeck, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time. And I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
Oh, haben wir da einfach ein Fangirl?
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it. I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done, but you definitely set a standard to strive for.
Habe ich das?
You really do know a thing or two about me. I'm glad I could inspire you, but it's important to chart your own path.
Thanks. You can count on it.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please, do everything you can to make Commander Rydeck feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. I have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
Das sollte man doch gerne. Erkunden wir doch mal erstmal die Brücke. Hast du den Captain's Chair when ready? Ja, wir sind aber noch nicht ready. Wir wollen erstmal gucken, was es hier so alles gibt. Hier haben wir Operations.
Operations. Staffing, supplies. There's a lot to keep track of on a starship. Good thing we have Commander Ermont.
Sehr schön.
The helm. The Resolute is a refitted Centaur class, meaning it's capable of quick maneuvers. Can't wait to see what she can do.
Ich bin auch gespannt. Was haben wir hier? Keine Beschreibung. Okay, halb so wild. Tactical Holo.
Tactical Holodias. Just like they've got on the Excelsior.
Und ich dachte, da kommt ein manueller Joystick raus. Hier XO
The first
Chair.
officer seat. My seat. Right now, though, I need to fill in for Captain Solano.
Ja, aber da setze ich mich jetzt noch nicht drauf. Guck mal. Arm lehnen. keine Armlehnen. Kopfstütze, keine Kopfstütze. Wahrscheinlich hat der noch einen Sicherheitsgurt und ich nicht. Egal, halb so wild. Dann gucken wir doch mal weiter. Was haben wir hier? Die Wissenschaftsstation.
Science station. The Resolute is a science vessel, primarily. Might explain Commander Westbrook's attitude. I'll have to speak with him later.
Ja, ich glaube, den Moment abzuwarten, wo er weniger krummelig ist, wird schwierig. Hier haben wir Engineering. Hier haben wir das MSD. Sehr schön aufgebaut.
Full of crew that are now my responsibility.
Ja gut, das sind jetzt wie viele? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Decks. Ich bin mir gerade nicht mehr sicher, was für eine Kapazität hat ein Schiff der Centauro-Klasse. Ich glaube 200? Vielleicht sogar weniger. Hier haben wir die taktische Konsole. Ich persönlich finde die ein bisschen zu hoch. Steht die auf 10 Spitzen? Nee, sieht nicht so aus. Aber gut, wenn sie überall drankommt.
Tactical station. Hopefully a diplomatic mission won't require we use our weapons much. But if it comes to that, we'll be ready.
Na, hoffentlich. Okay, dann haben wir, glaube ich, alles und nehmen erstmal Platz.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
Ja, dann machen wir so.
Granted.
Lowering structural integrity field, now.
Entering maintenance mode. Condition blue.
The storm is getting worse.
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
Dann let's go. Oh, es sieht doch immer wieder schön aus. Wenn ich mich jetzt nicht
Every
irre,
time we're
müssen
out
wir...
here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
I am more than that. And so are you. You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere. See new worlds. Look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be. Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the SIF emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
Okay. So, da ich euch natürlich das volle Spielerlebnis zeigen möchte, werde ich jetzt zwischen den Sequenzen, wo die sprechen, nicht reden. Auch wenn die mir teilweise auch ins Wort reden. Aber das ist ein kleines Übel, das ich gerne in Kauf nehme. Öffnen wir die Klappe doch mal. So, was brauchen wir? Die sind nicht gehighlightet. Den ODN-Rekoppler.
Beginning recalibration.
Okay, so, align the SIF. Tune notes to statistical indicators. Okay, der Teil, wo das Ausrufezeichen ist, müssen wir jetzt in die Mitte kriegen. Und dann switchen wir hier zwischen einzelnen Knoten. Halten gedrückt. Und ziehen rüber. Ja, komm. Oh, schon
That's
ausgereicht.
good. That wasn't so hard.
Und es piept. Und piept. Und piept. Und piept. Und scheint keinen zu interessieren.
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive.
Yes, I am the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
What a very impressive list of credentials.
This is a research and discovery ship, first and foremost. Now with a former tactical officer as its new first officer. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then?
Willst du damit sagen, ich könnte meinen Job nicht erledigen?
You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO.
Nope.
Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
That's very kind of you to be concerned about my well-being. But you don't need to trouble yourself on my account. I'll be fine.
Well, I wouldn't say I was concerned, just curious, that's all. Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends.
Ja, ich versuche
I
aber
can
auch
only
nicht er
hope
zu
that
sein.
you'll live up to expectations.
I don't think I could ever replace Commander Sutherland. And it would be a mistake to even try.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Und es leuchtet. Und es blinkt.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound.
On screen.
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over the ship.
Red alert!
Aye. Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
Können wir das?
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
Na
That's
komm,
right,
Schilde ab.
which is why we need to send power to our shields.
Adrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a heading. We've only got one shot.
Understood. On my command.
Heading locked.
Raise shields!
Ich glaube, alles andere hätte gerade die
All hands, brace for impact.
Crew, die auf der Außenhülle ist, sehr stark mitgenommen.
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
That can blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Okay, also müssen wir wesentlich mehr machen.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
Ja.
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Okay, also umgehen wir erstmal das ganze System hier. Dann wäre das nächste.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
Okay, heißt, wir stecken die isolinearen Chips um und nehmen den hier raus. Und waren erfolgreich.
The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
Okay, dann rüsten wir doch erstmal einen Phaser aus. Okay.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
Ja, kriegen wir hin. Use your phaser to clear a path. Okay. Dann wollen wir gucken. Oh, das läuft sogar auf Zeit hier. Ah, ich sollte meinen Phaser ausrüsten noch hier. Genau, geh du mal nach vorne und mach dann voll mal alles sauber hier. Ich kümmere mich hier rum. Oh, oh, geh weg, geh weg, geh weg.
We're almost to the regulator.
Ah, nein, bleib weg. Okay. Ich frage mich wie die mit diesem dicken EV-Handschuhen dieses Phaser-Button bedienen.
Opening the access panel.
I am now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
Ja, ich beeile mich ja schon. So, dann erstmal den hier. Und dann dahin. Dann runter und umschlagen.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral.
So, okay, was müssen wir hier machen? Grab Control, Adjust Control. Okay, das heißt... Nee, das Gelbe hier. Okay.
EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, Chovak can...
Okay, wäre auch zu einfach gewesen jetzt, ne? Okay. Oh.
Get down! DS to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp.
Ja, das ist
Got
nicht
a lot of
gut.
debris coming down. Hull vibrations too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working?
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
Das ist mir schon klar.
We have crew outside and are looking for the
We have
safest way
people
to...
on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order.
Ja, das ist mir schon klar, aber vertrau mir doch.
Captain, you brought me here because you trusted me. Can you trust me now?
You better be sure you make the right decision.
Oh ja, das bin ich.
The captain made himself quite clear.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there. Reverse the polarity.
There is protocol.
Ja, das schon, aber...
What is the holdup?
Starbase, stand by. We're gonna flip hull polarity to disengage the clamps.
Yes, Commander.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, we are going to reverse hull polarity to free us from the remaining docking clamp. Tether yourself and deactivate your boots on my mark.
Understood.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Perfect.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Okay. Dann machen wir hier doch mal die Klammer wieder zu. Hier. Na komm, na komm, na komm. Ja, komm, ein bisschen mehr Kraft hier rein. Hast doch Muckis. Zieh, 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 zieh. Zieh doch. Zieh, zieh, zieh. Das ist nicht gut. Okay, komm, komm. Komm her. Hat aber auch gedauert. Na komm, jetzt gemeinsam. Das war nicht gut. So.
I got you. Petty Officer Etzelar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There is an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Etzelar there to access the interior.
Roger that. Go in there now.
Okay, das wird ein Spacewalk mit Hindernissen. Ich hoffe, das geht gut.
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time. No time to fight me on this. Get in there.
Not on your life.
Let's not let it come down to that.
Zur Seite, zur Seite. Runter, runter, runter. Hat es geschafft?
We made it.
Zumindest sind wir wieder im Schiff drin.
They're safe. Bringing the SIF fully online.
Do it.
Nilly.
I'm good.
Und?
Help me with him.
Ich kann doch jetzt nicht einfach abkratzen hier. Oh, ich bin aber ein bisschen sehr verkohlt.
Let's get this off. Medical. Got one wounded at my location. Carter. You don't look so good. You gotta be more careful. I just got here. I'm not ready to see you two get blown to space dust just yet. Now let's get you down to sickbay.
Great.
Okay. Ist ja gerade noch mal gut gegangen.
Status report.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermot?
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resolute. We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time. As of now, however, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Ja, da kommt jetzt die Standpauke.
You disobeyed my orders. Well?
I'm sorry for that, Captain. I
You
did what I thought was...
disobeyed my orders! And not just in front of the bridge crew, but the Starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet. But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship? From the top to the bottom. Bridge to lower decks.
I told you I'd be honest. But I also owe you more respect as captain of this ship. And I'll do better, living up to that.
I expect as much from you. You might have won some fans on the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are. And, if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either. You never really know if you weren't in those shoes. So, let's just boil it down to, you did what you had to. That'll have to be good enough for me.
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm sure no one knows the burden of command as well as you do.
I'm sure you will, someday. Despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
Gerade noch so davon gekommen. Aber wie engstirnig man auch als sein kann. Gerade als Captain sollte man auch ein bisschen mehr Zuversicht haben. Vertrauen in seine Crew auch.
All departments reporting full mission readiness.
War das jetzt ein Nicken des
We've
Anerkennens?
got our full complement on board.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit. Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
Und endlich fliegt
Docking
das
clamps
Schiff davon.
released.
Thrusters ahead, Mr. Handar.
Was für ein schöner Ausblick. Wie hatte ein jetzt heutzutage berühmter Star Trek Captain mal gesagt? Tapferes kleines Schiff. Ich finde, das trifft auch darauf zu. Ah, sieht doch sehr nice aus. Yes, yes, yes. I like, I like, I like.
That should do it. Set a course for the Hotari system. Prepare to go to Warp 8.
Aye, Captain.
You know what? You take this one.
Oh, cool. Darf ich?
Me? Helm. Do it.
Und weg bin ich.
Nicely done.
Dankeschön. Hoppala.
Easy. Thank you. I'm fine. Really,
You don't look so good.
Huch, Schwächeanfall? Oh, das ist nicht gut. Wenn der rot leuchtet.
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
Boah, das sah wirklich überhaupt nicht gut aus. Au! Das hat bestimmt wehgetan. Das muss dann wohl die Infusion sein.
A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on him, but he'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your deridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before. You're
Rare. I know.
Besonders.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the deridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
I know what it means. And I know the responsibility that comes with it. But I can't be anything more than who I am. And if someone has a problem with that, or expects something else, then that's their problem, not mine.
That's exactly right.
Eine sehr reife
And don't worry, I won't treat you
Erklärung.
like a science experiment.
I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake. What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. Breakthrough discovery. The major innovation. Something he can put his name on. But the more the time passes and the further out of reach it gets, the more risk he'll be willing to take.
I think after what happened, Captain Solano's learned his lesson. And whatever ambition he once had is on hold for a while.
He may say that, but we'll see what happens. And I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge. It took guts to defy a direct order.
Huh. I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship. And everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure's almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of Duridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Understood.
And my work here is done.
Dankeschön fürs Aufpäppeln.
Lieutenant Bedrosian.
I came to see if you were okay. We were all pretty worried on the bridge. No one knew what was happening.
I don't want anyone to worry. This is just part of who I am. It doesn't define me.
Of course. I completely understand. And I would probably feel the same way if I were you. You trusted me earlier with the shields, and I appreciated that. I want you to know that I have your back.
Thank you.
Dankeschön. Und das Team wächst. Oder in dem Fall einfach das Vertrauen.
Now, Carter, the emissions that gave you that burn are quite unusual, like everything else that goes with this storm. That's a combination of hyronolin and lectrazine to counter the radiation effects. That should help speed your healing. She's come by a couple of times to see you already.
Mm-hmm.
Be brief.
It's good to see you awake again. I was starting to get worried. Not that you aren't in good hands with Dr. Duvall. You did take one hell of a shot, though.
So, be honest. How bad do I look?
You look rugged.
Rugged?
Okay, how about heroic? Nilly was looking in on you too, by the way. But since it's just us right now, I had a chance to think about this while I was away. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you. Instead of tiptoeing around it. Or worse.
It's okay, Miranda. You can tell me anything.
I know that.
Then come on. Just spit it out.
I'm trying. Let me talk. What I'm trying to say is, we've been really good friends for a long time. But I got back here and I couldn't ignore it anymore. I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
Oh.
You don't have to explain it.
Ja, warum nicht?
I feel the same way. There is something between us.
So, do you want to find out what that something is? If it's there for you, and it's there for me, why not give it a try?
Klar, warum nicht? Probieren wir es doch mal aus.
Are you kidding me? I just said yes.
I wanted to be sure I heard that right.
Sorry to interrupt, but the patient needs to rest if he wants to get back to his old self.
Of course. I'll see you again soon.
Love is in the air. Dip, 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 dim. Ich sehe gerade, diese Uniformen sehen auch ein bisschen anders aus, als bei Nemesis oder DS9 zu sehen. glaube, die sind noch ein bisschen verstärkt.
Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Das sind aber
Ionic
viele
interference
Trümmer.
surging, Captain. Shield integrity holding.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types.
Mhm. So. Ihr könnt das nicht sehen, aber ich habe die Maus wirklich quasi im Kreis gedreht.
Shuttle to Resolute. Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering. Losing.
I can't get it any clearer.
We won't get a transporter lock. It's just not happening.
Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Ja, hast du endlich den Weg gefunden?
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Ja.
I'm sure.
Solange ich noch ein Auge habe, geht das auch klar.
Come on, Diaz. First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
Okay, dann, wo ist der Shuttle? Da.
We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it.
Okay, dann erstmal den hier wegziehen. Na komm. Und Nummer 2. Und jetzt Nummer 3, der dickere Brocken. Weg mit dir. Na komm, weg mit dir, sagte ich. Okay. Ah, das ist ein zu großer Brocken.
That's gonna take out the shuttle. Diaz, the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Rydek, plot an intercept course.
On it.
Okay, dann Kurs des Asteroiden, Kurs des Shuttles, extrapolieren und da haben wir den Intercept-Kurs.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17. 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
Got it.
Der schöne Lack.
Whoa! Someone's working hard on the bridge.
So, komm, jetzt zieh die rein. Genau. Oh, muss ich ja machen. Geschafft, würde ich mal sagen. Perfekt gerettet. Ist aber ein Shuttle der älteren Klasse. Warte mal, was steht da drauf? USS Excelsior. Uiuiuiui. Dann ist es noch ein Schiff der Excelsior-Klasse der ersten Generation.
We got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to meet them.
Okay. Wen haben wir denn überhaupt gerettet? Oh. Ich bin gerade genauso sprachlos wie er. Eine Legende.
The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
Okay.
let me be the first to say, welcome to the Resolute, Ambassador.
Thank you, Petty Officer...
Carter? Carter Diaz. Sir.
I am pleased to meet you, Petty Officer Carter Diaz. It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival.
Gern geschehen.
Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon.
Aber das war nicht ich alleine.
Well, it wasn't all me. I got some help from upstairs.
A bombastic approach to clearing debris. We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
Dann liegt es garantiert irgendwie an diesem Sturm, der
Well, the storm
anormal
is
ist.
one of the strangest phenomena we've ever encountered. It's disrupted other systems. Who knows what it might do to a warp drive?
Yes, it would seem further investigation is called for.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical, Petty Officer Diaz. Thank you.
Steht zu
Ambassador
Diensten.
Spock,
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
Und wie es weitergeht, sehen wir in der nächsten Folge. Vielen Dank fürs Reinschauen. Wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, lasst gerne ein Like da. Abonniert mich gerne, falls ihr es noch nicht gemacht habt. Es wird auf jeden Fall weiter interessant bleiben. Und man sieht ja auch, da uns erwarten immer wieder neue Wendungen. Und das macht die Sache doch ein bisschen interessanter, oder? Wenn ihr weiterhin am Ball bleiben wollt, wie gesagt, liked das Video, abonniert meinen Kanal, sodass ihr direkt Bescheid wisst, wenn eine neue Folge rauskommt. Und wir werden in den nächsten Tagen schauen, wie es denn weitergeht und was es mit diesem Sturm auf sich hat. Und wir werden natürlich herausfinden, was genau Spocks Mission ist. Ja, also seid dabei gerne beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin, schönen Abend wünsche ich euch noch und ciao, ciao.